and it's February 13th. The purpose of doing this video is to accommodate the people that are on the concierge trade alerts and also the active CFRN members. The purpose of this is to go over setting up a strategy order within the DOM, okay? So you guys can see my screen. So what I have up is a DOM, okay, which is right here. And they also have the little PDF that goes along with this. So what I'm going to do is just literally just go down the PDF and fill in the blanks inside the DOM. This PDF form is actually a great help in setting the strategy order up. The idea is to set it up so whenever we place an order, there's an entry, there's a stop loss, which we know it's always 8 ticks. We have a target, which we know is always going to be 8 ticks. But it's also going to have a trailing stop feature. So it's going to use the same rules as Michael and CFRN and the concierge guys set for you. So if the market moves 4 ticks in your favor, the stop is automatically going to move to break even. Okay? So that's the goal, to set that up. So anytime you push the button and get into the market, everything's kind of set it and forget it for you. All right? So let's start. So again, we're going to start with the DOM, and to activate the strategy order, what we want to do is left-click on this down arrow right next to the guy with the thumb, all right, as you can see here in the PDF. So all we do is left-click and a little box opens up. What we want to hit is Configure, all right, and this little box will pop up, okay? You want to hit New and give it a name. The name we're going to give it, and I suggest you do the same with CFRN. Make it real simple. And then hit OK. All right. So now our little bracket stuff information starts popping up. So now we got to kind of fill in the blanks here, okay? So let's do this. The first order of business is setting the brackets up, okay? My suggestion would be is to display the price as this little area here as ticks. Okay, you can do that by left-clicking here and hitting the drop-down box. Ticks, points, currencies. Keep everything in ticks, because then we don't have to do the math. We know everything should be 8 ticks. If it's going to be a trailer, it should be 4 ticks. Just keep it simple. All right. Next thing is the quantity. This is where quantity would be the number of contracts you're going to trade. So to keep it simple, I'm just going to say 1. Okay. So now the next thing is, okay, as we're looking here in the PDF form, so we got through this section here. We got through profit target done. We got through quantity. Now we're going to set our order types. Okay. So quantity 1. Okay. Now we're going to set our brackets. So our stop loss, okay, our target's going to be 4. This is going to read 8, not 4. So 1, 2, 3, 8. Okay, so this is a target. So if the market moves up 8 ticks, okay, it becomes a limit order. All right. It's going to be a limit order, okay, LMNT, just as it says here in the PDF, okay. We want the order type. We want the OC order elected on, okay. So what that means is if the stop gets hit, it'll cancel our target. If our target gets hit, it'll cancel our stop. It'll do it automatically for us, okay. So you want the set to on, okay, just as it reads here. And then the stop, okay, as it reads here, factor should read 8, right? 8 tick stop, 8 tick start target, all right? Now, here's where we set the trailing feature, all right? So we're already at the OCO here. We got through that. We got through the stop loss. okay? And now we have a choice at the stop loss, whether it's just a regular stop or trailing stop feature. Okay, that's what it looks like. All right. Again, let me show you how you do that. Okay. Okay. That's what it looked like before we began. It said type stop. Just left click under the word stop. Drop down box open. Hit trail stop. Okay. Now here where it gets a little tricky here. Okay. As it says in the PDF here. Okay. Trailing stop factor. Okay. So what this means is once the market moves 4 ticks in our favor, we want the stop trailing factor, all right, to be 8, all right, not 4, 8. Because remember, our stop loss is 8 points away, all right? So if the market moves 4 ticks in our favor, it's going to go from 8-tick stop to a break even. Can you change it to, hey, if it moves 4 ticks, move the stop up to break even +1? Absolutely. Then what it would read is trailing trigger factor would be 4, all right, and then this would read 9, all right. But for simplicity, we're going to use 8. That's a break-even stop. That means it'll put the stop where we got in, okay. And then the trailing mode, okay. This is where it gets tricky, okay. You got to understand what's going on here. The trailing mode, we don't want it to work on every tick, all right, because then it will keep moving. The stop will move up 8 ticks if it moves another tick. It's kind of demented that way. So what I would do is, again, to keep it simple, trailing mode, left click on it, and select once, okay. So the variable should be 4, okay. It should read 8, okay. And then trailing mode once. So what that means is market moves, again, 4 ticks in our favor. That stop loss now is at break even. It only occurs once in the sequence, okay? So that's it. I mean, it's that simple. Now, you can get really complicated with it. You can add more than one example. You can add multiple brackets to it. So if you're trading more than one contract, you can have it moving different targets, different trailing stop features, but just for the exercise here, I just wanted to keep it simple. And then all you have to do is hit OK. Do you want to save changes? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So we set everything in motion, all right? Everything's framed up. So to activate it, what you do is you go up here to the thumb, got a little thumb print, popping up there, and left click on it to engage it. See how it's engaged? It's got a shade of blue on it. And one way to test this thing is just put your mouse over the red area. Notice how the stop and the target is there. Or if you go in the green area, both the target and the stop are right there. Okay? That's it. So the next order of business is to go ahead and buy or sell the market. Okay? So again, executing an order on the sell side, we would left click in the red, okay? Order would be placed. If we're going to buy it, we would left click in the green, a buy limit would be placed, okay? It's that simple. So when you do place the order, okay, I'm just winging it here, so the point is I'm going to, I want to show you what the platform looks like, okay, when an order is placed. So here's our DOM, okay. This isn't the setup. Just ignore what I'm doing. I'm just going to play with this thing here. So let's say I want to get short here, okay. So I place left click here. 1 second. Let me pick a spot here. Okay. All right. So the order's been placed. Notice how the stop has been entered and the target has been entered, okay? See? And you can tell by the number 1 here where their stop is and the number 1 here where the target is, okay? Now what's supposed to happen is if it drops 4 ticks, our stop is supposed to come down to break even. And you notice how it just did that. Okay? The market moved down 4 ticks, and our stop went to break even. We didn't have to do anything to it. So now it's just set it and forget it. There, it took us out at break even. And so that was a perfect example of the strategy order being implemented after we coded it. Okay? So that's it. So what that'll do is that'll actually create some discipline on your part, because it'll set up the stop, it'll set up the target, but it'll also manage the trade for you. So, that's some good stuff. Remember, this is for the trade alerts, and this is for the CFRN members that are active members. Remember, when we get into a trade with the trade alerts, these are what the concierge trade alerts look like. You get them in your inbox. As Dwayne mentions, talks about this every day. If it does say here, if you take the first example, if we're getting long at 2086 or we're getting short below 2077, your order should be a tick above that level or below that level. All right? That's how that should work. If it's soybeans, you're buying in above 994, your order should be to go long at 994 1/4 or short below 982, which would be 981 3/4. All right, so keep that in mind. Let me say this, all right, because this is important, because what I don't want to happen is I don't want people to get lazy, all right, because I can see whatever's going to happen. Yes, when you get the alerts, can you just put them in the computer, put them on the platform, and go to sleep? Absolutely, you can do that. Does Michael suggest that? No. Does Dwayne suggest that? No. Does CFRN suggest that? No. Does Bert? No. The reason is because there's a disclaimer that I'm going to talk about right now, is that stop loss, this is why it's on the bottom of everyone's emails. Stop orders are not necessarily doesn't necessarily limit your loss to the stop price. Actually, the stop price may not ever be filled. If you're involved in a limit move, or if there's an event that happens at night where the order is working, and then there's always a chance that your stop will not get elected. So that means you have unlimited risk in the marketplace. All right? So the reason they say that is because they want you babysitting this. So in the event that does happen, you can go to the DOM and take action. All right? You can get out at the market, okay? If you're sleeping in the middle of the night, and that does happen, I don't want to sound like a jerk here, or but if you call and say, hey, the stop didn't move up, or the stop didn't get hit, or something happened, that's the risk you're taking with this type of strategy. So I'm scaring you a little bit, but that's the fact. All right, you're going to rely on the computer, then you're going to assume a little bit more risk. So as CFRN suggests, and I would suggest, if you're going to do this, fine. It's a great idea to do it, but I'd like you to be in front of the screen, executing it or watching it, just in case that stop doesn't get moved or that stop doesn't get elected. Right? And this disclaimer here is the reason for this, because there's always that chance that stops don't get hit or elected. Therefore, you have unlimited risk. So that's why we talk about it. All right, so that's it. It's pretty easy. The idea is to email this video out to you along with the PDF. All right? So if I confused any one of you, you guys can just go to the PDF and work it out yourself. In the end, if you still have problems, you guys with DT Pro know you can always count on calling Leslie and I at the desk. And the phone number is 866-928-3310. Okay, and we're here from roughly, I would say, anywhere from 7 to 4 daily. All right, and then if you're overseas, I have Skype available down here, so we can always do a Skype session if we have to. We're happy to do a one-on-one GoToWebinar with you to get you squared away. All right. So that's the advantage of doing business with us. We're always at the desk. Someone's always here to pick up the phone, and we want you to be successful with this. So, all right. So again, the idea of the video was to get you, to the point where you just have to push one button, stop and targets placed. Trailing stop is kicked in. But at the end, we still want you to babysit the trades. But, you know, if you want to be a little bit more of a risk taker and try to place these orders overnight without watching it, that's at your own discretion. But you have an additional tool to take advantage of. So, again, that's the video, and we'll be sending this out pretty soon. Thanks.